Hi everybody and welcome back to LL Sports TV. You know what? I think this is another post-mortem.
We're back.
Yeah, another post-mortem after the game against Villareal. Arsenal going down 3-2. Also lost a penalty shootout, so 2-1.
Yeah.
But hey, let's talk to the First Lady, Kenya. You
Yes.
saw the game, as we all did. Your initial thoughts?
It's an idiot thing. Simple as that. As I said in every video that we've done so far in AFTV fan cams, tell me how that is any different to what we've seen over the last 12 months last season. It's no different. And funny enough, whilst you guys were doing a watch along on AFTV, I was saying to Joe, who does production, he was like, oh, I don't understand. I was like, bro, we've played like this for literally a year. What do you mean you don't understand? This is the same, these are the same people, it's the same style of play, it's the same systematic, boring, methodical way of playing. I don't know why anybody's surprised. There's a lot of we've brought players in, but who cares if you don't change tactics? That's the issue. So to me, it's an idiot thing. Simple as that.
But you say that, and I do agree with a lot of what you say. But what were the key issues for you today? Because I mean, we've seen another game where Arsenal have had double the amount of shots on goal as their opponents, but yet still we've come up short in terms of we've been on the wrong end of yet another defeat. So today, 17 shots on goal to Villarreal's 8. Yet still have outscored us 3-2. What are the main issues as you see it?
I mean, number one, we have no left wing presence. I'm so tired of saying this. We have Martinelli, which we can say what we want. Do I think Martinelli is good enough to start? No. But do I think he's solely to blame for the left-hand side? No. He's got no real help on that side, no overlapping fullback, nobody to assist. Most of the time, he's a no man's land. And you know what? I can understand maybe for him it might be very frustrating. Everything comes down the right. We even saw when Saka went off. When Max Dowman was playing on the right, everything just went to him.
Why do you think that is then? Is that subconsciously we always revert to that side? Or
I think so,
do we
but
not trust the left-hand side?
I think as well, a lot of our players feel more comfortable on that side. So someone like Declan Rice, who does play left-hand side, he actually scores the majority of his goals in that right-hand kind of pocket.
Channel, yeah.
He feels more comfortable over there. Same with someone maybe like Martin Odegaard or Ethan Nwaneri or even Max Dowman Saka. They feel very comfortable in that area. Even Noni Madueke, who played on left wing, he's more comfortable on the right-hand side. So that's probably why all those players divert to putting things down that side, because it's most to home to them.
Okay, let's bring in my man.
Yes.
With the arms.
Yes.
The arms.
His arms, mate.
Listen, Kenya spoke about our attacking frailties, but let's concentrate on the defence from there, because today we went 2 goals down. Nicolas Pepe coming back to Arsenal. I mean,
he caused Miles.
Probably man of the match.
He was. He caused Miles quite a lot of problems. He did have to make him think defensively, especially on that channel. He was always isolated, and Pepe kind of hung out wide, and that caused Miles obviously to press, and then that opened up a lot of space. It's not just Miles. I think, you know what, it's Kivior where I question, and you see the drop in quality. I mentioned this before. Once you take a player out, as in a Gabriel or Saliba, and then you put in a Kivior or you put a Calafiori, you're going to get more mistakes. Kivior was making mistakes, not going forwards. It was more defensively. So even for the opening goal, when I look back at it, obviously Ben White was at fault. He got beat. Ball comes across. David Raya should have claimed it. Yeah. Then it got to Kivior. He's playing statues. He's playing musical chairs. All of a sudden he froze. And then you got Miles Skelly, who's not anticipating it as well, because he's thinking, oh, he's sorted it out. And defensively, when you're playing in defence, you've always got to think of, right, am I in the right position for if I lose the ball, or if someone doesn't get the ball, am I in the right position? Have I reacted the right way? And I don't believe Kivior done that. I'm not saying it's just him, but I'm just saying defensively, we look so open. That was even when Villareal would get the ball and they would spray it across the pitch, through the middle, through whether it be Norgard or Zubamendi. It just seemed a lot open. It was too open from defence to attack for Villareal to get through to us. Even the goal that they scored, was it Donnarumma? Danjuma. He literally ran through one-on-one all of a sudden.
Well,
just
one ball. One ball. Lacking.
So I think, as much as I'm worried, and I agree with what Kenya's saying about that left-hand side, attacking-wise left-hand side, I'm worried about it. But also defensively, that left-hand side, Miles Lewis-Skelly, Kivior, I'm worried about that and people exploiting us on that side. So something needs to be done. They do seem a lot more lethargic mentally. They even though they've had pre-season, yes, they've travelled, they don't look like they're quite at the races yet. So that's why I'm worried. And just like Laurie, you were saying, Atletico Bilbao, they're better. They're a better team probably than Villareal.
Probably they are.
Well, we say that, but we do have to remember that there wasn't. I think they finished on the same amount of points last season.
But they haven't won in the whole pre-season, and lo and behold, they beat us. They haven't won
I'm
one
talking
game.
about Villareal and Bilbao.
Oh, Bilbao,
Similar
okay.
finishes in La Liga.
Yeah.
It was only
Bilbao
goal difference that
was
separated them. But anyway, let's go back to the game today, Kenya. So we all wanted Gyökeres to start. We got our wish. He got an hour. What did you make of his performance?
Yeah, man, Kwams was crashing out when he came off.
Because Kenya, it was just, I'm so frustrated.
Look, so am I. I wanted him to play a full 90, but I'm not gonna cry that he didn't.
Yeah, it wasn't a
there's
full 90.
Yeah, there's potential for him to play full 90s.
Yeah.
Like, he's only just come in. Fair enough. He played 60 odd minutes. Like, I actually liked what I saw. Like, I know a lot of people be like, "Oh, he didn't have that many touches. He didn't really." But I just think he actually looked very threatening when he did get the ball. I think if anything, my issue is not even with him, it's just the service that he got. Like,
The
we
lack
know
of service, yeah.
exactly, we're talking about someone who's incredible at balls in behind, but when we do want to play the ball in behind, we're playing it to Martinelli, not to the guy that just scored about 50 league goals. How does that even make sense?
Yeah, you know what that is as well. I remember I had this conversation with your dad. I'm going to remind you about it later. And I was saying that the length of time it took to bring this guy in.
Yeah.
That is the issue, because now we're like about
We're running out of time. Yeah.
11 days.
And you can see today we're still like the configurations are not quite right.
We haven't clicked.
We're not
trying
clicking.
to work out how to accommodate him. You know, that all that takes time.
Yeah.
Kwame, that kind of struck me today.
Yeah.
He's doing his best, like you said. He's making some really good runs.
He made some good runs, yeah.
But
I
he's
mentioned
not
it.
receiving the ball when he wants it.
No, he's not. And you could see, obviously he knows, because I think there was a stat I mentioned a few weeks ago where they said that Gyökeres, out of most of the strikers, Gyökeres makes more runs forward, unforgiven runs, maybe like 12 or 13 on average, compared to like some of the strikers is maybe like 3 or 4. And we're not feeding him. We're not playing the ball in front of him. I think the only time we done it, he managed to obviously get a shot off, or he had to make his own opportunity himself. And that was because he had to more or less force Martinelli into the number 9 position, and he went wide and he said, look, let me show you how you drive at a man and cut in, and then shape himself off to shoot.
That's so reminiscent of Saka, though. That's just exactly...
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but that's exactly what Saka does, and that's what my issue is. Someone like Saka, we should just be saying to him, like, yo, man, we're going to pass you the ball.
Yeah.
You score.
Express
Instead, we're
yourself.
saying, oh, Saka, you're going to have to come in into midfield, and you're going to have to
Beat
collect the ball. You're going to have to
3
beat 5 man, and then we want you to score. It's an idiot thing.
It's frustrating, and I was saying Arteta obviously is taking him off because he's like, right, he's not sharp, he's not 100% fit, but I'm like, but you got to get him in rhythm, you got to get him ready, because the last thing I want is you do this again for Bilbao, then what position are you gonna put him on for the start of Man United? You're not going to start him? You're going to favour Kai Havertz? Because now I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, you're probably going to start Kai Havertz, aren't you? Against Man United, and then you're going to try and do this whole, when it's not working, then you're going to put Gyökeres on. It's not right. It just frustrates me, because we've had
I can see that. I can see
we've had so many opportunities for Arteta to take risks, to trial out different things, and now it's getting closer to the time that we need people to click and to lock in, as Kenya said. They're locking off.
My favourite.
It's not just me, right? I know, listen, pre-seasons are important for a number of things, and it's not always about the results. It's about... the clue is in the name, pre-season, prepping for the season. So you're looking at match fitness, you're getting your tactics right, introducing new players, having a look at other players, young players, players on the periphery of the team. However, facts are facts, man. We lost that last 2 games. That is not a good look, Kenya, going into the season. Okay, there is that game against Bilbao, but we've got to get a result against Bilbao, man.
Oh, we must.
Because we can't go into that game, Man United, off the back of 3 defeats, or at the very, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we need a win.
draw. No,
so it's the pressure building on the manager.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not with other people. I always say pre-season's important. It's a good test to see where you're at. Like, I don't know if everyone remembers that 22-23 pre-season where we signed Zinchenko, we signed Gabby. We were tearing up teams in that pre-season. And that's why we all kind of went into that season like, right, we are definitely getting in that top 4.
Yeah.
And look what happened. We went on a title charge. We didn't win the league, but we went on an incredible title charge. Season after that, we had a good pre-season. We literally missed out on the league by a point. I'm looking at this pre-season like, yo, it's giving top 4 team. Like, I'm actually sad to. It's
third place, fourth place, the least.
It's not giving a team that's saying, yeah, we're here to win. Do you know what I mean? It is quite worrying. And as you said, we've got a big game on that first week. We are going to Old Trafford. I don't care what anyone says about Man United. It's still Man United. Old Trafford is still Old Trafford. Yeah. And every time we've gone there, it's never easy. Do you know what I mean? So as I always say, lock in.
And they've made signings. Obviously, we've heard that they've been heavily linked to Baleba, that midfield. And I said that was an area that they need to address. They've addressed it. Cunha, now Sesko could be walking through the door. Yeah, they look like a complete different team now. And we've got to face them. And that sounds like a very attacking team. And then we look at our defensive frailties. That's why I'm concerned now. The ball watching. I'm concerned about the lack of concentration from our keepers, etc. with David Raya in the Spurs game.
Yeah, he's not had a good preseason. Let's talk about somebody else that was making his debut for Arsenal today. Noni Madueke. I mean, he didn't get that long. How long did he get?
I don't know, man.
12, 15
but,
to 12
it wasn't the most impressive.
Yeah, look.
I mean, and he ended up.
It was all right though, Laurie.
No,
it's just you're thinking about the penalty. You're just thinking about that penalty.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe
that's still in your mind, isn't it?
The aesthetics of that game is that.
I think you guys are overrating it. I'll be honest.
I am overrating it, but I'm just thinking, bro, like, come on, man.
Yeah.
He done more for me personally. He done more. He was a bit more direct than Martinelli was, or there was more of an end product from you receiving the ball on the left, either playing a 1-2 or getting in that last third channel and whipping the ball in. I don't think Martinelli whipped a ball in open play.
Would you like to see Madueke start against Bilbao?
Yeah, I would.
I think
I would. I think so.
Martinelli's been playing throughout pre-season.
I think he should.
And I can't remember one like good game he's had. He's been all right in little bits and pieces. But I think, Kenya, it's time for us to look at Madueke on the left already.
Yeah, like, look, I feel like pre-season's a good time to try things. I'm not against it. I've always said Madueke's best position is on the right. And look, this is why I was not necessarily set on fire about the signing, because I'm like, we need someone for squad depth, especially in that left wing area where we know that actually we don't have a lot of great options, but we need someone maybe to do a job, especially if we might lose Trossard, for example. And I'm just like, obviously it was only a short cameo, but I'm not going to lie, I looked at it like, yo, I forgot you was even on the pitch. If anything, it was it was just all right-hand side. Why is Max Dowman showing, like, do you know what I mean? I saw more from Max Dowman, who was on for probably about 10 minutes more than he was.
Yeah.
So, look, I'm not going to judge too harshly because it was only about 13 minutes, 12 something like minutes that he was on. But, you know what? Start him on the left wing against Bilbao. We got to see it, innit?
Start him on the left, but I think his positioning, for him, a type of player like him, he's not really good wide.
Yeah, he's not.
He needs to kind of come in a little bit more and kind of ghost in between that right back and the centre back and that space, attack that space. Then I think he can be a bit more penetrable. But as Kenya was saying about Max, I feel like Max has shown us that he deserves to be starting in the game, and you accommodate for a talent like him. And if I can see Saka went over to the left, even when Yeri went over to the right, why can't you put...
Do you move one of your best players though for a kid? I really like Max.
It's not moving.
I really like Max Dowman, but if you're asking me, do I want to move Saka for a 15-year-old kid who's looked really great, but the reality is...
And what if they both do well? What if it just hits off?
But at the moment, I'm just like, yo... I wouldn't want to move someone. I'm not going to try and move one of the best right wingers in the world or one of the best wingers in the world to accommodate a kid who has the potential to become one of those type of players, but he's not there right now.
But where did he start? Where did Saka start off from? On what side? He started off on the left. He made noise from the left. Then we said, all right, cool, we'll put him on the right, and he excelled. Yeah. So it doesn't matter where you put him. You put him left back, left wing back, he will still excel. I just think, as you said about taking risks, I would rather you test that out for 10, 15 minutes against Atletico Bilbao than you play the same hymn sheet of Saka on the right, Martinelli on the left, and then you're going to try and bring on Noni, and then everyone will be throwing their hands and saying, oh, it's the same thing again. change it up. That's why I just wanted to see differences in the starting lineup, and I guess we got it today, but still lacking.
Yeah, there is much work to be done. There's one pre-season game left, and it's straight into the game against Man United. I do think that I'd like to see Madueke on the left. I'd like to see Gyökeres get, if not a full game, I want to see him definitely start.
Yeah,
and
he just needs a goal.
I'd like to have some more time away from football, man. It's just not even worth it.
Kenya's
If we're going to play
man.
like this, then what's the point? Do you know what I mean?
I think my overriding takeaway from today was one of disappointment, and that is not good when you consider that the season, we should be going into the season full of confidence,
upbeat, optimistic,
brilliant, optimistic, saying bring it on. Now I'm looking at the forces.
Bring it away,
man.
bring it away.
We look a bit undercooked.
Push
you
it,
know what I mean?
Push it further away, the start date, because I don't think I can get this assignment in on time. Yeah.
But anyway, guys, thanks for your thoughts, Kenya.
Thank you very much.
Big up yourself.
Hey, thank you.
Grants,
Thanks
big
for
up
having me.
yourself. Yeah, guys, that's it. Arsenal beaten for the second time in a row. Their first pre-season game at home didn't go well, didn't play well. Got beaten by Villareal, a team that, let's be honest, Arsenal should be beating them, but we didn't. So it's on to the next one. Bilbao at the weekend. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please like, share and subscribe. Catch you on the next one. We're out.